the double change. We've got a new bowler bowling from the Diamond Creek trail end. Looks to be a right arm fast bowler. The rain is still coming down. It sounds very loud because our commentary box has a corrugated roofing, and so it sounds very loud from inside the commentary box, but it's probably not as bad for them out there. Comes into bowl and plays it off the back foot to short mid wicket for a dot ball. Seems to be bowling right arm medium fast. Comes into bowl. It's a full toss and it's a thick inside edge, trying to play expansively onto the offside. You would expect that as the ball starts to become wetter and more slippery, that there'll be some more bad balls, more full tosses, especially as the bowler just cannot grip the ball and releases it too early. Comes into bowl and plays it off the back foot into the covers. Short cover, fields it for a dot ball. That would be probably the safest batting strategy for the Diamond Creek batsman, especially waiting for the full toss to play it into the offside, and sometimes for the really short ball to pull it into the leg side. Comes into bowl and drives it, and it beats the fielder at mid-on, and it goes down towards the camera, and they get two. Are they going for a third? No, they do not. So 2 runs there. Very nice looking straight drive. Perfect execution, getting his front foot just into position, keeping his elbow up, all his body weight caressing into the ball as he hits it. Really, really, really good stroke play. Comes into bowl, and it's a full toss, and he's attempted to drive it. He attempts to drive it, but it's an inside edge into the short mid-wicket region. Comes into bowl, and it's a full toss, and it's driven to mid-off, and it's the end of the over. It's 32 for 2. Looks to have become umbrella weather now. I can see at least 5 and 6 umbrellas being worn by the people standing around the ground, including both family members of the Riverside team and coaching staff of the Riverside team. Comes into bowl. Oh, again! So this batsman, who's come in at number 4, he definitely looks to play the ball on length first, and then he worries about line. So as soon as he sees the ball pitched short, he knows that the ball is not going to hit the stump, so he leaves it alone, and when the ball skids on, that's when he finds himself looking a bit silly. Comes into bowl, and he tries to play a pull shot, overcompensates in the opposite direction. So now are things going to get into his head? When can he trust the bounce of the ball when it's short? Should he leave it, or should he try and play an aggressive shot? Now he's stuck in these two mindsets of not leaving it and getting bowled when it skids on, and then should he play a shot, and then he looks silly playing that shot. Comes into bowl. Oh, and then a last minute bailing out of a defensive shot. So now this batsman is under a bit of pressure. Can he work through it, figure out the right ball, the right shot to play on the right ball? He's had 3 difficult balls. The worst thing he could do right now is play some dumb shot and give away to the pressure. And down the leg side. It will be a real test of his batsmanship to be able to work through this difficult little passage and keep this partnership going, because this is a long partnership. Let's just Let's just have a look at how long it is. And cuts it. A sort of a back foot drive shot, actually. So the second wicket fell on the fourth ball of the 12th over. And we're currently in the 30th over. Comes into bowl. And works it towards square leg. To maiden, 32 for 2. Comes into bowl. Okay, so this partnership, according to my calculations, is now worth 111 balls, which means that it is by far the longest partnership of the match so far. It's occupied more than half of the overs so far in this innings. Comes into bowl. Oh! Tries to play a drive into the covers, but the ball bounces a bit more than he expects it, and he sort of pops it up, but there's no one in the silly cover region to be able to take that catch. Comes into bowl and tries to work it on his toes, but fielded there by mid-on for a dot ball. Okay, so let's have a look at this field. So we've got no slip, we've got gully, point, cover, mid-off. So free saving one on the offside, and then the gully, which is a sort of attacking fielder, and then a short cover, short extra cover. And then on the leg side we have free saving one, a backward square leg, mid-wicket, and a very wide mid-on. Comes into bowl, and oh dear, a huge fully almost pushed it straight to mid-off. And then there's also a silly mid-on. Comes into bowl. And he's out. The long partnership has been broken. The Riverside team have been able to work through this partnership. The last half an hour we've seen a lot of stuff happen. And just when you would have thought that a partnership worth over 110 balls was certainly very impressive. But now it's been broken because, and kind of like, that would be really frustrating to have worked through that entire long passage to build up quite a very comfortable partnership, to be in a situation where the first change bowlers, the opening bowlers are gone and the second changes come in, and then the ball starts to become slippery, the full tosses come about, and you really start to get excited about the possibility of scoring a lot of runs in this situation. And then just at that moment when you could really start to turn the tables and start to make Riverside chase some lever around, just at that very moment you are out. And now the score is 32 for 3 with just the one ball to go in this over the 31st. So, one ball to go. And the rain is starting to stop. Comes into bowl. And it's a full toss. And he drives it to mid-off for a dot ball. A wicket maiden. It's 32 for 3. So, this is the 32nd over. Comes into bowl. And thick nick of the pad to the keeper. So for this bowler, they're continuing with one slip, one gully, fine leg on the fence, point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, square leg. No one catching in front of the square. And tries to blade onto the leg side, and they do not go for a run. Comes into bowl. Ooh! Now that's a bit of a difficult ball to play, especially from your standing position. If you decide not to move your right foot over in order to square yourself up, and you decide to play it from a very front-on position, you're in a bit of a danger. And he tries to play a pull shot, and it's to the mid-wicket fielder for a dot ball. So now the cover fielder has moved in a bit closer, a couple of meters closer. He's not really a short cover, but he is a bit closer than the point and the mid-off. The mid-off and mid-on are still quite deep. They're at least a couple of meters deep from what they would normally be. And defends it. Very front-on, very correct forward defensive shot. Comes into bowl, and it's an edge, and it goes to the gully, and it's another maiden. It is still 32 for free. This is the 33rd over. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen with when the lunch break happens, because the drinks break happened after 18 overs rather than after 20. And I don't know whether that is a continuous reduction in play, or that was just a decision by the umpire to take the drinks break a bit early. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone outside the off stump. So, there is no slips, gully, point, short cover, a little bit deepish cover, mid-off is wide, and then a silly mid-off is straight. Comes into bowl and defends it. So now there's two attacking fielders in front of square on the offside. This a short cover, and this a silly mid-off. And then on the leg side, saving one, there is a mid-off, a mid-on, square leg, and then there's a fine leg. Comes into bowl, leaves it alone. Comes into bowl and pushes it to mid-on for a dot ball. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone outside the off stump. The rain is coming down much heavier right now. It's the sort of weather that the umpires might decide to call a play if they can't see it letting up anytime soon. Comes into bowl and leg glances it to mid-on for a dot ball. Another maiden. It's 32 for free. This is the 34th over, and defends it again from his standing position for a dot ball. Comes into bowl. And leaves it alone. Comes into bowl. And again defends it. It goes to gully for a dot ball. It is getting even heavier now is the rain. Comes into bowl. And again defends it. This time at the batsman's toes. Everyone is wearing umbrellas right now, otherwise they're undercover. Comes into bowl and defends it. It's been quite a long time since Diamond Creek have scored a run. Comes into bowl and again defends it to short cover. Another maiden. It's 32 for 3 still. Okay, so this is the 36th over. The rain is still getting heavier and heavier, but the umpires are happy to play on. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone, angling across the left-hander. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone. Comes into bowl and leaves it again alone again. Another dot ball. They're holding on Diamond Creek. They've only got a little bit further to play before the lunch break, and then they can start to dry off because they'll be very wet right now. But they've only lost 3 wickets in this session. And plays it to the silly mid-on for a dot ball. So what this means is that they do have enough wickets in hand. They can actually play reasonably according to what their intentions are. They don't need to close up shop and try and bat out the 80 overs. Comes into bowl and works it to silly mid-on again. And the rain is coming down even more aggressively than before. Comes into bowl and tries to work it, and the keeper stops it from getting past for a run. Comes into bowl and pushes it again back to the silly mid on. Another dot ball. The run rate is less than 1 run per over. It's been like that for a little while now. Comes into bowl and defended off the front foot to mid off for another dot ball and another maiden. It's 33 for 3. Coming into bowl from the Elizabeth end, and it's going through the gap in the point region. They get 2. Are they going to go for a third on the arm? Slides in, going to go for the throw, and they're happy with 2. So another good shot there, this time by the left-handed batsman who's come in at number 5. Very nice shot there. Opened his used his wrist to open the bat up in order to squirt the ball through that little gap in point between the backward point and the cover point. Very, very smart batting. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone. So those are the 2 fielders. The one closest to the camera is the backward point, and then the one further away is the sort of cover to cover point. So there's only a gap of about 10 metres between them. Comes into bowl and pulls it straight to one of the fielders in the mid-off area. There's a big gap in extra cover, and then there are basically two mid-offs. There's a straight deep and then a short square, almost an extra cover sort of mid-off. Comes into bowl And, oh, tries to play it defensively off the back foot, and it's an inside edge onto his leg. And again, that is the risk when you decide to play your back foot shots straight on rather than square on. It means that there's always a risk, a greater risk of inside edges. Comes into bowl and tries to play a cover drive to the fielder, that fielder at the extra cover, shortish extra cover. Comes into bowl and left alone. It's 35-4-3. Comes into bowl, and the bowler has decided to come off a short run, only a couple of paces. This is the 39th over. And they've brought in another fielder, so a silly mid on and a silly mid off. Comes into bowl and leaves it alone. Again, leaving it alone on the length. Comes into bowl and defending it to the silly mid on. And the rain has stopped. Comes into bowl and defends the Yorker back again to silly mid on, for a dot ball. Just 8 balls to go before the lunch break. Just got to get through this and then dry off and rebuild for the second half. And works it onto the leg side, but it's there to the mid-wicket fielder for a dot ball. The fielder actually is halfway between a mid-wicket and a square leg. And now there's a bit of a change to the field. Now it's not a silly mid-off, but a silly extra cover. Comes into bowl. And no, looks like, I'm not sure, I think that went over. And into the over, so it is 35-3. And that is the session. So that is the lunch break. The two batsmen coming in number 4 and 5 respectively are walking off the ground. They have survived the session. There go the two umpires walking off together, having completed that session. And there is the Riverside huddle. They have taken 3 wickets of Diamond Creek's and have conceded just 35 runs from the 39 overs that they've bowled, which is a remarkably small run rate. But they've only taken 3 wickets, so the possibility of actually them bowling out Diamond Creek and batting is a bit slim. But right now Diamond Creek are batting so slowly that they could just bowl out the rest of the 80 overs and only be chasing a 150 score at most next week. But anyway, they are walking off, and so now everyone is going inside for some snacks. So it's time to take a break. For the players, they will be having their lunch break. And for everyone watching on Channel 8, the local sports network, you will enjoy a nice photo montage. So join us at the other half when we come back for the return of play in the second half. Until then, enjoy this photo montage. And remember that this is Channel 8, the local sports network.
Snooter don't care what you ate for dinner. Snooter don't care that you're not a winner, no. He just snoots. Snooter don't care what you tip your waiter. Snooter don't care that you're a player hater, no. He just snoots. Snooter don't care what you think about him. Snooter don't care that you sometimes doubt him. He just snoots and snoots and snoots and snoots and snoots and snoots.
Wait, I'm not done yet.
Snooter don't care how you take your coffee. Snooter don't care that you love good toffee, no. He just snoots. Snooter don't care that you ride a scooter. Snooter don't mess with your new computer, no. 'Cause he just snoots. Snooter can't do the things you ask, 'cause he never learned how to multitask. He just snoots and snoots and snoots and snoots and snoots and snoots. Snooter don't care what you did last summer. Snooter don't care that your life's a bummer, no. 'Cause he just snoots. Snooter don't care about your date last fall. Snooter don't care about your blow-up doll. He just snoots and snoots and snoots and snoots and snoots and snoots.